This video is an excerpt from the Passive Income Show, presented live every week. To learn more about the Passive Income Show, just go to the description box below this video. What would be some of your tips, Phil, for new instructors, like somebody who's either hasn't started their course yet or they're just in the beginning of their first course? What would be some of your tips for those new instructors?
Yeah. Okay. So along with what I was talking about before is just like picking something that you're going to enjoy talking about. So pick a course topic that you just love. That's like the main thing when you're picking a course topic. And then just some basic course structure things that I've found work for me that Udemy has told me is working. When you're creating an outline for your course, you want to break down each section into a digestible topic. And so you have your intro section that kind of introduces the course, and then you jump into a few sections with the course meat, the course content. And then you have your outro or your conclusion section. The thing that I've learned about that intro section is that students don't want a lot of fluff in that intro section. They want good content in that section. And so before I was creating these classes where I would have an introductory lesson where I talked about what is this course, and it'd be like 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'd have another lesson, a separate video where it was like, who am I, the instructor? And I'd talk about myself for 5 to 10 minutes. And then I would have a lesson about how can you succeed with this course, where I talk about taking action with the practice exercises, the tools you need to complete this course, and maybe a couple other fluffy lessons in there. But what students want is you to have like one video where it's just quick, 2-3 minutes. Here's what this course is about. Here's like an overview. Here's a little bit more about myself. Like a little bit, it's basically your promo video, but a little bit more. And then in that second video, in the introduction, give them something really good. So take the entire topic of your course and give them like the 5 top tips for this topic. So for me, for like my wedding photography course, for example, that second lesson is like 5 top tips for being a wedding photographer. And so for students who are just either previewing your course for free or who buy it, if they get a lot of good content in that first or second lesson, it'll grasp them and they'll continue with the course. Rather than a lot of students who buy a course and might never watch it, you want students who are engaged. You want people who are finishing the course. Udemy tracks that, and I think they use that to promote your course more, and it boosts your SEO rankings, so people find your courses more in the search. And so you want students to be engaged. So that's the one thing, is like in the introductory section, make sure there's good content. One thing that I'm kind of on the fence, I feel like Udemy sometimes goes back and forth about what they suggest we should do with creating our courses. But one thing they told me last year was for each section, so say we have our wedding photography course, the second section might be the basics of creating a wedding photography business, where I talk about building a website, branding, all that stuff. Well, in that section itself, have an introduction video and a conclusion video. And so for the beginning of that section, do a video saying like 30 seconds, just saying, hey, this is a new section. I'm going to be covering these topics. Let's dive right in. And so I think that's one thing that students like, is like having a lot of direction throughout the course, but also not a lot of fluff. Just like get straight to the topics and make sure your lessons are 6 minutes. It really depends on the topic. Sometimes I'm teaching a class where I'm teaching a tool like After Effects, where I'm creating video effects, and it really takes 10 minutes to walk through an entire process. And so that lesson needs to be 10 minutes. But if I'm teaching a topic where I'm not really demonstrating anything, where it's just me talking about an idea, I think it's better to keep those videos to 3 or 4 minutes. Just keep it to the main topics and don't divert yourself, because students won't like that, and then they'll give you a poor review. I've gotten a lot of bad reviews about rambling too much. And so I guess those are like a few things that come to my mind off the top of my head. Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. I really like what you said about the, you know, being able to make that introductory lecture or those first few lectures really tight and really tighten them up. I mean, that's something that I've learned really in the last probably 7 or 8 courses that I've done, is to tighten that up really short, because you don't want to bore them. And I'm not saying that we're boring, because we're not boring, Phil, right? but to their perception, it might be like, oh man, how long before we get to the, you know, the stuff that I want to learn? And it's funny because I'm thinking about my 2 sons. They're 15 and 16, and I might be like surfing the channels on TV, right? And they're like, just get to something and let's watch it. You know, the span is so different from teenager to my age, you know, and it's so we need to kind of understand that we're in the YouTube age, you know, and people want to get their information like really quick. And so I think that was brilliant. In fact, you know, I want to take that snippet out and put it on YouTube, because I think that was an awesome tip. And I think that, you know, when you give them what Udemy calls a quick win, as you're saying, you know, give them those 5 tips on what's going to help you, and give them something that they can benefit from immediately. You know, they've been telling me this, you know, through their teach online and whatever, you know, give your students a quick win. But the way you described it really helped me understand, okay, so that's what a quick win is, you know. So give them something that where you give them some really good, solid information that they can action on right away. Yeah. And now you've got them, you know, locked in. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me on this video. This video was actually an excerpt from the Passive Income Show, which is a live show that we do every week. You'll get details about the Passive Income Show down below in the description box. You'll also get links to specific courses and discounted links that you can only get here on YouTube. So as always, we would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be uploading tons of valuable content, valuable video to help you make a passive income online. How? By teaching what you know through your skills, your experience, and your expertise, things that you're interested in, like hobbies or interests. We're going to show you how to take that information that you already know and turn it into online courses that will pay you on an ongoing basis, month after month after month, for just teaching what you already know. So I look forward to seeing you on another video, and I look forward especially to seeing you on our live Passive Income Show.